Hello everyone, welcome back to another monthly recap. In this video, we're going to be going over November, which was a little shaky for me, not as bad as October. Obviously, if you guys remember, October was my first red month in about 2 years, and it was a little bit depressing. I'll talk about that as well just briefly here in the statistics, but overall we've been having a really nice continuation after the slow turn in October. Right now I'm showing my profits for my swing trading and day trading, so let's go ahead and just focus on the day trading. Let's go ahead and apply that, and then you'll see a little bit more consistently. Actually, just go to the month, how in October we actually had that little decrease here. We lost $384. It was a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, you could even see here on the nominal P&L, that was a red for that month, but the cumulative overall is on a really good uptrend, and right now for December we're doing pretty good already as well, so that's really nice. Let's actually scroll down here because there's some new stats I want to talk about with you guys that came out, which I'm just super excited about. So right now we're on day trading, and we're looking at all time. We're just looking for ever since I started documenting trades on Trade Journal, which was like 2020 June, a little more or less. I did a few trades before then, but that was still part of the 25k challenge, and I didn't have them all documented. So it's pretty much like 2020 June is where things are really starting to be documented. So what we can actually do to kind of tighten things up a little bit is go to January 1st, 2021. We're just going to do 2021 the whole year. Let's go ahead and apply that, and then we'll scroll down here and see how it looks like. Let's go back to the day so we can get a better idea. All right, so this is the weekday. This is how on average I do every single day of the week when I'm day trading. It looks like Tuesday is my best day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are my best days. And you know what? I was always thinking that Thursday and Friday were my worst days, and now I have finally some evidence to back that up. I'm pretty happy about that. And what I'll actually do is do this same thing here, day trading small caps. That's a day trading count just for November. Let's go ahead and apply that. So then we could also see how it's been going in November. In the middle of November, I had a kind of it got really choppy, and then that last day of November, we had almost a $1,400 red day. So that kind of sucked. So let's go here, and it looks like November, Mondays were my best days, Wednesdays were my best days, and everything in between was just red. How ridiculous. Here we made $3, it looks like 29 trades, and we made $3. But on average, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are my best days. So it looks like it's a little bit different for November. My best day, Tuesday, on average, is actually the one I'm the most red on, but still it looks like I'm making the bulk of my money in the beginning of the week. That's really where I'm able to pay my bills, and I don't really know why that is. I'll have to really think about it, but if you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments below. I'd always be interested to hear. So okay, let's go back here to the 2021 day trading full stats. So let's see, the daytime, the best time for me to trade looks to be around 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. That's really where I make most of my money. I make also the bulk of my trades. Oh yeah, for weekday, it looks like I make pretty much the same amount of trades pretty consistently. So let's go back here. It looks like from 8 to 9, I make a little bit of money, which actually makes a lot of sense, because oftentimes I'm looking for that first front side, I'm trading that leg to the upside, and then we get consolidation, and then I'm looking for that another leg, that second leg, the gap and go strategy, right, into the market open. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. So we have that first leg, we have consolidation, and then we have that second leg, and that's really what I'm trying to trade. And then after 10 o'clock, I'm pretty much done for the day. Sometimes I do a little bit more trading. It looks like, you know, if you add up all my trading I've done after 10 o'clock, it technically is worth it, but if you calculate all that extra amount of time I spend, it's probably not worth it. So something to consider there. After we talk about these statistics, I want to show you guys some trades as well. So we're going to be going over trades just a little bit in this video as well. So that's really interesting. Now let's go to the month on the overall statistics for 2021. Here you can see my red month in October. Overall, it's been pretty decent. We had a really hot start to the month, and this is with average position size of about $10,000 across the board. Some months I'm doing like a little bit less, like 7,000. Some months I'm doing a bit more, like 15,000. But on average, I'm trying to get like north of $10,000 average position size. So if that makes sense. So for example, in March, this would be like 140% return based on my average position size, if that makes sense. Or this would be like 70% return based on my average position size. And this would be like a 12% return. April was a tough month because the market just dried up in April. It was literally like someone just turned the off button on, and I was still trading really aggressive, but nothing was really turning around. And then we're kind of making our averages here, and this is just for my day trading account until October came around. In October, the market got hot again for like a week, and I wasn't ready for it, so I pretty much stopped myself from trading, or just was watching. And then later I got FOMO because of that, and then I had 2 max stop losses back to back. That was $4,000 I lost in 2 days. And then I pretty much reduced my position size, which did not allow me to get back green on the day, but it did allow me to not keep losing money. I basically said, okay, I'm doing awful trading right now. I'm going to cut my position size by like a 1/10. So obviously, and then I actually had some really good green days, but based on like $1,000 position sizes, so I was never really able to get back in that metrics. So yeah, luckily in November I was able to clean it up a little bit, and then in December right now, we're only in our second week of December right now. It's December 6th, so it's a Monday, and luckily today was a green day, but just getting started here for December, so don't focus on that too much. Obviously, if we go to the month on just selected for November, it's only going to show November, so that's why not really much to talk about there. Let's go to duration. This is basically on average, is it better if I trade intraday or multi-day? And since this is just for day trading, there's a few trades I let run longer that happen multi-day, but day trading is really where I do most of my stuff. So if we go to the November, we're probably not going to see anything here for multi-day, so not much to talk about. And the last one, intraday duration, this is really interesting. So this is how long is my trade, and how long do I hold a trade for, and how much money do I make? So on average, it looks like here across the board for 2021, I make most of my profits on stocks that I hold below a minute. And that makes a lot of sense because I make most of my money on the front side. So I'm trading, pullbacks. I'm looking for a breakout. So we'll get that, 1 minute breakout, and I'm usually taking profits. I take profits a little bit too soon. I don't hold my stocks long enough on average. I really got to admit that. But it looks here that that's really how I make most of my money. I have a really hard time averaging into my trades, accumulating, letting winners run, all that fun stuff. Looks like every time I do that, I end up doing it on a trade that is not a winner, and I'm probably accumulating and holding and hoping it reverses. And it looks like almost everything that's over 2 minutes on average, I've lost money on. That is the most crazy statistic I feel like I've ever seen in my life. Just absolutely crazy. Also, the amount of volume drops pretty exponentially here for the longer trades. So let's go to the insights for November. This is going to be really interesting, I think. Whack. Okay, so kind of similar statistics here. Yeah, okay, so we got trades that hold over an hour. Looks like I always lose on those, but most of my profits come from the 1 minute and the 2 minutes. So tickers that I hold pretty much below 2 minutes. Everything else, it's probably because, like I said before, I'll take a big loser or a trade that's not really working out. Let's say, a ranging ticker that I'm kind of hoping it's going to have a breakout, and then all of a sudden I kind of scratch out later after holding it for, I don't know, over 2 minutes. I'm just annoyed. Maybe I was accumulating lower, reducing my cost basis, but what I should be doing is just cutting my losses quickly. So if there's one big lesson from these new stats that I found is that, well, first of all, Thursday and Friday, I suck at trading. So if I'm ever green on Thursday and Friday, I should take my profits and run for the woods. And then also, I should be cutting my losses much quicker. It looks like any trade that I'm holding on over 2 minutes, it's a bad idea. So that's really interesting. I could also take from this that I'm not letting my winners run long enough. So sometimes, actually not even sometimes, I know this, where we have a breakout and I'm already closing my position the second we get back to former highs or something like that, or we have a 1 minute spike and I'm out of the trade. But then we'll get like another 10% continuation that I almost always miss out on. So I could view this in two ways: that first of all, I'm not cutting my losses quick enough, and second of all, I'm not really letting my winners run long enough. But I don't know. I think that's maybe one of those things that I can tighten up a little bit and get a little bit better on. But I have a hard time letting my winners run. So I feel like more than anything, I should just be cutting my losses quicker. I feel like that would probably be the biggest benefit. So yeah, really, really cool statistics here. if you come up here to the profit and loss chart, the nominal P&L is basically what I'm making on that day, how much I win or lose. Cumulative is obviously the how much it goes in general, and then the blue is just the trading volume. So how much money or how many trades I'm making. It looks like on average is probably around like between 16 and maybe 20, somewhere in this zone. It'd actually be cool if we had like a trend line here as well. Let's see, cumulative. Let's go back to, actually let's put nominal back on, and you can see actually here we only did 3 trading days. That's because on Thursday and Friday, well, Thursday was Thanksgiving in November, and then Friday the markets were open. It was a half day, but I took it off. I said, you know what, it's not worth it. And actually, in hindsight, that was probably a really, really good idea, because Thursdays and Fridays I don't make that much money on, so there's no point in actually coming back Friday if I knew my statistics ahead of time. But I already had a feeling Friday I suck at trading, so I didn't come back for Friday. I said, you know what, I'll take these 4 days off and really relax and kick it, and that was definitely the right decision. So really, really cool stats here. And if you guys want to explore my own statistics, if you guys want to dig through my stats, my trades, you guys can do that just by going to my profile, tradejournal.co/Winkler, and then going right onto my day trading small caps portfolio, and you can see everything here. It's a public portfolio, so you can access everything, and you can go to my trades, my stats, my calendar, running P&L, and all that fun stuff, and check out these stats just like we're doing together. Let me actually go back to the year and then add my swing trading portfolio and then apply those stats, and then we'll go to the month. Looks like on average every month, or at least last month, I made 336 trades. My cumulative P&L at 79,000 between these two portfolios for 2021. And then my nominal P&L was $5,798 that I made last month with my day trading, my swing trading portfolios. So let's actually talk a little bit more about these specific portfolios. Here's my day trading stats, and let's see if I can make this a little bit cleaner for you guys. This is, just for November. And looks like my total winners here at 71%, so that's actually above normal, so that's good. I think my normal is around like 67 or 68%, so I was a little bit more accurate there. But yeah, look at these losses. I was just taking some big losers, so that's kind of nasty. And let me scroll out here a little bit. I know this usually looks a little bit better. Yeah, okay. There we go. That's way more clean. Average trade duration 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Like we were saying, anything over 2 minutes is usually not so good for me. Average win duration 1 minute and 34 seconds. Average loss duration 5 minutes. That totally makes sense. I mean, that totally lines up with the statistics we were talking about earlier here, where pretty much everything I trade over 2 minutes is just a total loss in my book. So, if I'm in a trade now, over 2 minutes, I should really be thinking, Alex, what is going on right now? Are we on a front side or are we not on a front side? And are you just holding and hoping? Because that's how you're making these big losses lately. And just for my day trading portfolio, it looks like on average I'm making about $203 a day, and that's trading days. So it's pretty low in November. I have really not been on my groove lately, but I think I'm coming back to it. And a big reason for that, I think, is I ended the month on a big red day, right? But I went ahead and made a video about the new 5-minute charts I'm using, and I think that's really helped me slow down my trading a lot. So basically on my second screen, I used to have 4 charts on the 1 minute. Now I have 4 charts on the 5 minute. And I think that's really allowed me to, take a big step back. And I think it's really the way to go. So that was a really good fix I made, because at one point I was like, man, I'm making the same mistake over again. I'm not being patient enough. I'm getting too aggressive. I'm not waiting for the good 5-minute setups. I'm scratching left and right, and that was kind of the realization I made in the big tweak in my trading. I basically trade 3 strategies. I trade frontside, ranging, and backside. And if we just break it down really quickly here, you can see that my front side, so all my tickers or all my stocks that I traded with the pattern front side, all these are pattern front side, is where I made the most money. I made $5,700 on this. I have a pretty nice win ratio here at 75%. That's actually a really nice, perfect 75%. That's kind of funny. My average wins 1 minute. That's looking really good. Average losers, look at this. I always hold my losers too long, so I'm not cutting my losses quick enough. That's a big lesson here. So yeah, my average daily P&L $288. This is really my best strategy here. And if you come to my ranging strategy, I've lost $1,400. And that's basically when the ticker's not on a real front side anymore. We basically have a resistance zone here and a support zone here, and we're kind of ranging in between it. And I know how to trade those, right? But sometimes you still think you're on the front side or something, so you'll be buying breakouts on a ranging setup, and that's pretty much the worst thing you could be doing, because that's actually where you should be selling. I'll talk a little bit more about those. I'll give a few examples, and then here's my third one, the backside. I'm also red on trading backside. So if I just only traded front side in November, I would have saved myself time, money, energy, and a little bit of sanity, I'm sure, as well. Let's actually go back to these. Let's go to the front side quickly and review some of these trades. So let's go to the largest winning trade by profit, the largest winning trade by percentage, largest losing trade by profit, and largest percentage losing trade. And let's see here. Now this trade happened at 7:17 a.m. So this was like one of my first trades. Yeah, that was right in this area. So we're having a nice breakout. I'm buying into this breakout and I'm taking profits really, really quickly. This was a nice win. So that's just like a classic front side. We're just, trolling up here. This is big resistance though, around 1.2. So it looks like I was pretty quick to exit that one, probably for that reason alone. Biggest percentage winner here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Look, my average cost here was $1,400. So I only got a partial fill on this one. I made 11% of return on it. And this was at, what time was this? At 9 a.m., 9:16 a.m. Let's pull it up here. Yeah, so that was right here. I bought into this 1 minute breakout. We were probably on a front side on the 5 minute. Yeah, this is basically a first 5 minute candle right here. And you can just see I'm buying into that and taking profits really quickly. Actually, on the 5 minute, it did pull back to this 9 EMA, if you guys can see that. And then it looks like it had a nice little curl here again. So always focus on the 5 minute. That's really changed a lot of my trading. Let's go to the biggest losers, and this one happened at 7:31. Let's go to the screenshot. 7:31. Yeah, look at that. I'm buying into this pullback, and then it flushes, and then I just get absolutely destroyed here on this pullback. So I held this one too long. I should have been like, okay, if this doesn't break and we don't get continuation right away, I got to stop out quicker. So boom, just like that, I took a massive loss on this one, $1,100. I mean, that's serious. That's like 20% of my profit for the whole month in that one trade. Largest percentage loser. Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, we had a 1 minute gapper, and then I just bought that pullback, and this ticker just kept on selling off so aggressively. Luckily, I had smaller size on this one. Yeah, only 4,000, close to 5,000, but I took a 12% loss. So, I usually don't trade tickers until they've proven to hold their highs, and this was a good example of one I should have, waited on. So that was the front side here, which I'm most profitable on. Let's actually talk about the ranging. Let's go to the largest winners. First, largest profit, largest percentage, biggest loser profit, and then biggest loser percentage. And this is for the ranging pattern. Let's see how these look. So this one was at 7:59. Okay, so that was somewhere in this area. It looks like we're ranging here, and I'm just trying to buy it. It looks like this sold off and I scratched, or it was somewhere in this area. And ultimately, I think if I could have done better on this one, it would just be really focused on that 5 minute. You can see there's a little bit better of a setup over here. That I probably should have went ahead and took, but still a really tough play on this one. Although look at this $6 support zone. So we had a lot of pullbacks to this area, all three of which could have been really good entries for continuation. So just got to be patient. If you're trading the range, you want to be patient. You want to be buying your big support, and you definitely don't want to be buying on any sort of breakout. That's where you want to take that quick profit and scalp the heck out of it. Talking about these trades, it's always so easy in hindsight. You have 2020, it's like, oh yeah, I should have done this. Obviously, in the moment, it's always a lot harder. Otherwise, I would have made way more money this month. So just keep that in mind. So this trade here, this is our biggest percentage winner here for the ranging. So ranging patterns, they never have that profitable winners. Just because you're ranging, you're stuck in a range. So you're not going to have like a 20% winner unless you're holding for way too long and you get really lucky. 3.5%. $3,500 max cost, so that was kind of a smaller size. Let's look at the picture on this one. So this was a red to green move. We are kind of finding support somewhere in this area around 0.88, and there was big resistance around 0.94. So we were stuck in this range, and I actually had a really good trade on this one. I bought here, And this one I held for a long time. And I think that I held this one for a long time because I had smaller size. Yeah, I had really, really small size. Anyway, let's go back to this one. I bought here into this sell-off, and then we had a rally up. There was a pullback, and then I sold here. This is actually like a perfect trade. This looks really good. For a ranging ticker, this is picture perfect. I got to give myself a pat on the back for that one. Okay, so let's go to the biggest losses on the ranging. Let's see, this trade happened at, the entry was 1107, and look how long I held this one for. Oh my Jesus, that's really bad. Let's go to the picture here, 1107. So that was this one. I was constantly accumulating this one, and it was just selling off, and I didn't cut my losses quick enough. I got stubborn, and I was trading after 10 o'clock, and I net negative after 10 o'clock, as we talked about here in the daytime. So everything about this trade, actually this trade right here, I think is the one we're talking about. Yeah, 1.19. Yeah, that's exactly this trade. So shame on me for, holding and hoping, and Jesus, everything I did after that was really bad. And then let's see here, this one, biggest percentage loser, that starts at that starts here at 7:45, so that's pretty early pre-market. 7:45. Yeah, that's right here. I start buying here. Look, I make such an obvious mistake. What's the mistake here? Hopefully you guys all know by now. There's big support at 2.5. There's a big resistance at 3. So this is a ranging pattern. This ticker, guess what? It's breaking up towards $3, and I'm buying like a freaking degenerate when I should be just not in the trade. And I'm holding. It sells off, and eventually I cut my losses here. So yeah, I'm buying a breakout on a ranging ticker. I totally deserve this loss, and I hope that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so that finishes up the ranging trades. Now let's go to the stats here for my backside day trading, and let's see what this one's all about. So biggest profit percent, biggest loser, and then biggest loser percent. Let's see what this one's all about. So backside patterns is basically when you're trending below the 9 EMA and it's just making new lows. And this one here is my 1024, which is already kind of a bad sign. 1024, that's in this area. So here we're having a backside trade. I do get long on this one. Look for a retest to the 9 EMA, and actually, this one actually ends up working pretty well. I guess this is my best profit trading of November backside. And with Frontside, you usually get the biggest percentage potentials. With ranging, it's less than the Frontside, and with backside, you're getting like the worst. It's always a risk, like a negative risk reward. It's a tough trading strategy. Because you're looking for little pops back to the upside, but you're always risking bigger sell-offs, those 5-10% flushes. So it's a tough trading strategy. Some months it's like my bread and butter, but lately it has not been so good for me. So let's go to the biggest percentage winner, and this one was started at 9.45, and let's go here. Look at this one, 9.45. Yeah, that was here. So again, I took a nice little dip trade and took profits really quickly. And the big thing with backside trading is you're not looking for reversals, you're just looking to scalp and take those profits quickly, and luckily that's what I was able to do with this one. Let's keep going here to the biggest dollar loss on backside, and that was started at 8.11. Let's go through this and see what mistake I did here. 8.11, that's in, where is that? That's right here. And that's funny, this was the ticker we were talking about earlier, the failed move I was talking about earlier. I was trading this one because it was on the backside, so I was buying the backside dip, looking for a retest, and it kept on selling off, and I got totally destroyed on that. Which, wow, that's PTPI. That ticker ate me alive. And then the last trade here on this one, biggest percentage loser on my backside trading, starts at 936 on EVAX. Let's see what I did on this one. Probably something embarrassing. Okay, so this ticker flushed down here, and I started buying here. Oh yeah, this was bad, and it got halted again downwards, and I eventually just closed after buying a little bit more. Yeah, this was a pretty bad trade. I lost a lot on that one. Backside, it's a tough strategy, so better to avoid it is what I've learned. Yeah, $4,000 last month I made day trading. That's it's it's okay for how sloppy I've been trading, and for the fact that I've reduced my average position size quite a bit right here to $6,000. This is actually pretty okay. You know, if my average position size was still over $10,000, this would be much more disappointing, but I guess I can't really complain for making $4,000 only using about $6,000 per trade. That's actually, in the end, is actually pretty good again, but I know I could have done better, and I think that's probably the part I'm struggling with a little bit. Like, oh man, why am I fumbling around so much? And one of the recurring themes I've been seeing again and again, and this is in terms of monthly recaps, is that trading frontside is where I make all my money on, and pretty much ranging and backside, somehow like I make a little bit money on, or I just lose money on, and so I should really just stop. But you never know if it's going to be that month where trading backside or range trading is the one you make all your money on, and frontside just doesn't work out. Because lately, even this month, we've been seeing really bad follow through, so it's not something I'm super stoked about either. And what I mean by that is I'm not super stoked about, you know, not trying, because like I said, you just don't know if that's going to be the month where there's actually good opportunity on ranging or backside. Just being aware is the most important thing, and then you can always make adjustments. So the December game plan going forward with my day trading is really, number one, stick to frontsides. Frontsides are doing much better for me, so I really have to stick to that unless I really notice that, oh man, range trading right now is getting good. Like the tickers are more responsive to ranging, or maybe, you know, okay, the backsides are really consistent and I'm able to milk those backsides and scalp the heck out of them. So I want to be vigilant, but right now sticking to frontside or sticking to whatever setup is really making the most money is what I should be really focused on. And right now that is sticking to frontside. Scalp like no tomorrow when ranging. Here's a big one. Don't chase backsides if you miss it. Oftentimes I'll just miss my backside entry by 1 cent, and then it pops up, and then I chase, and then maybe it goes a little bit higher, but I don't take profits yet, and then all of a sudden we continue that backside. So if you miss your backside entry, who cares? Whatever, leave it, because if you chase a backside, you're probably going to be closing for a loss, and that's what's been happening to me a lot. And then, game plan in December going forward as well is just cut my losses quickly. I'm not cutting my losses quick enough, and that's really what I need to focus on. Just like you saw over here, if I'm holding a trade for over 2 minutes, it's a bad sign. Unless, let's say, I'm green on a trade and it's over 2 minutes and we're still on the front side, that's maybe the only time I should still be holding it. But if I'm holding it for no reason and there's no resolution, get out. Get out. That's simple. All right, so let's actually go ahead and talk about my swing trades for this month. I only did a few swing trades for the month. Looks like 10 swing trades, and that's here. So on average, so for the month, I made $1,700 swing trading. My average cost on these is $7.6 thousand. It's always a little bit tough with swing trading because there's like tickers that oftentimes I hold for months or so. So it's not really relevant on any certain months unless I'm like trading elite gappers. And I do want to focus a little bit on trading elite gappers. Let's actually open up here the largest winning trades and then the largest losing trades. And then after I talk about these 4 different trades, or I don't even know if it's 4 trades, but we'll see. Then I want to talk about my strategy going forward for December and my swing trading. So let's get started here with XL, which is my biggest winner. This was a really nice one. And I always have my entry comments here, my exit comments, if you guys want to check these out. Looks like my average position or my cost was around $10,000. We had a 16% profit. So this one, I started accumulating on the lows of this one after it broke big support around $5. I knew 4.5 was a big psychological zone, so I just ended up buying this one, looking for that break to the upside. We eventually got it. I actually ended up selling a little bit too soon at like 5.75 or something like that. Yeah, 5.73. So I missed this big spike to the upside, but I got the move I wanted, and I was basically retesting these former support zones. So I was pretty stoked about how this one went forward. It looks like my biggest percent winner is actually the same trade, so we'll go ahead and skip this one, and then we'll go to PPSI, which again is the same trade as well. So we'll just talk about this here. Biggest loser. I said this was such a bad swing trade, it's hard to even look at. Oh man, yeah, that's depressing. Luckily my cost was a little bit lower on this one, but yeah, it was a big percentage loser. So let's go ahead and look at this one. Yeah, I did everything wrong on this trade, and this was a lead gap trade. So we were swing trading a ticker that was a lead gapper, and I ended up buying a breakout here at $12 in my swing trade account. Horrible idea, not a good idea. Anyway, we didn't get continuation. I don't stop out of this trade. it's in a different account. I'm not looking at it. And eventually, I realize, oh man, I got to get out of this trade. So there's a few rules I have with swing trading lead gappers now. And that's buying on big support only. And what is buying on big support? What does that even mean? Well, here's how I broke it down. So this is a 5-minute chart. And on a 5-minute chart, I will no longer be buying lead gappers unless they are, one, at the 180-day simple moving average. That's this green line. So that'd be like me buying here, or further, it'd be somewhere over here. Because if it breaks that, like here it broke it, but there was at least a retest. You almost always get a retest of major support zones that break. So the second thing is buying big multi-day support or weak support zones. So that would be either buying here, which we again got the retest. So I would have been able to cut my losses on both things for break even. That's the important thing, right? Because obviously what I'm doing is I'm buying here to look for a continuation into like 14, 15, 16, 17, $20, right? That's the goal. I want to hold overnight. But if it doesn't hold and it keeps selling off, oftentimes you get at least a retest where you can close your position. So either the 180-day or the big support. So one of the big support zones is here at around like 10.20, and then another one here is at $9, and then another one here is at $8. So I need to be buying at big support only, and then waiting for that continuation. Technically, in a really weird way, I did do that here, but I'm buying high on a breakout as a lead gapper. I don't really want to be doing that. I want to be kind of accumulating on big support as it starts showing that there is support. That's really what I want to be doing. So PPSI, I think, is a perfect example of me just being too eager. I was like, yes, finally, let's put some money into our swing trades for these lead gappers. And yeah, that was a big mistake here on this one for sure. Actually, another thing I really want to be doing as well is selling covered calls on trades that I'm red on, swing trades that I'm red on. If, and this is a really important part, if it's a quality company, if I believe in the company. I'm not going to start hodling and becoming a bag holder on a horrible small cap that's just a scam company. I'm not going to do that. I will cut my losses quickly on those swing trades. But if it's like Clove or Lemonade or maybe even XL, those are all tickers that are, more or less legitimate companies and companies that I'm comfortable holding for over 2 months or so. And if I want to not sell, not cut my losses, I'll start selling covered calls above my average cost. So the strike price is over my average cost, and then just keep a dollar cost averaging on those. If you want a really good example of how I'm doing that, check out this last video right here, is Clova Buy, why I'm selling covered calls. This video will summarize that point much better than I could right now. And taking the time for that right now is just a little bit unnecessary or off topic, I should say. Coming quickly back to the insights page for 2021 for my swing trading and day trading, it looks like I'm up here $82,000 for the year, which is not that bad. I feel like I could have done a lot better. I gotta say, I made a lot of mistakes with my swing trades, which usually was, taking profits way too soon. And that's been my mistake with swing day trading as well. Not cutting my losses as quickly. Not so much for my swing trades. I don't really mind holding on to losers for a while with my swing trading. But with my day trading, I got to get out really, really quickly on those. But yeah, edging into December, maybe we can get over that $90,000 mark. I have no expectations. I don't really care what happens. I mean, obviously, I'd rather be green than red, but really what I care about more than anything is that I'm doing good trading. If even my red days, I'm actually sometimes really happy about if I just do good trading. I'm like, you know what? I avoided some big red, candles today. I did clean trading. The market just wasn't there. And no matter what I did today, I probably would have just not been green. So I feel like as long as I trade good, I'm happy. There's even green days where I'm upset because I'm like, I did horrible trading. I missed a bunch of opportunities that I should have been on. It's not like I missed them because I wasn't looking at it, but like I was looking at it, but I didn't trade it. I was nervous, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just not trading good. So for me personally, the biggest thing I care about is that I just do good trading, and I hope that in December that we can end the month with some good trading. And look at this, we're almost at 3,000 trades for the year, so that's really cool. I gotta say, I absolutely love these new time performances, and I'm just super stoked I was able to share it with you guys. Just know if you guys do use these, I would just make sure you're in the right portfolio. Make sure you're looking at your day trades and not mixing up your day trade stats with your swing trading stats, because that's going to make things really confusing, and it's not going to give you you those, good answers that you're looking for, because it's just going to mix up two totally different strategies, or maybe like a bunch of different strategies. So you really want to pick your strategies, categorize your trades in those strategies, and then use your statistics in a way where it's like, how can I understand these stats to improve the current strategy that I'm looking at? Otherwise it's going to be tough to really get some meaningful information out of it. Man, this is actually depressing. It's like every month I'm making less and less money somehow. It's not this is not looking so good. But I think it's really because Q1 is one of the better months trading. Q4 usually is, but Q4 has been really bad. This summer is just generally slow. And then in October, where I should have been doing much better trading, I really fumbled like no tomorrow. Luckily, overall, the cumulative P&L is going up, and that's really the most important part. And I couldn't be more happy about that. All right, guys, I hope you found some value in this video. Let me know in the comments below what was the most helpful and what you would like me to maybe elaborate more on or keep doing in an upcoming monthly recap. I hope everyone has a great start to the week. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Subscribe if you're new. We'd love to have you part of this community. And like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.